Hi, folks. Believe me, I really don't enjoy doing these videos. I do them because I have to. And normally on the internet, if someone lies, I let them lie. I don't care. Normally, you would hope that truth would dispel the lies. But for some reason, when it comes to the Jewish people, the lies take precedence and go on forever. And that's what's happening now. I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks that the red heifer sacrifice, unless there's a huge surprise, is not going to happen before Passover. I've spoken to the rabbis in charge with it. I've showed you the cows. I've spoken to the people raising the cows. And they all say, no, not going to happen. But we're moving forward with it because it's a Torah mitzvah, it's a Torah commandment, and Jews do what God told us to do in the Bible. So there's a new lie going around. This is based, they're saying that there was a request submitted to the police to do the red heifer sacrifice before Pesach or on Pesach. It's a lie. Okay, you're being lied to. I don't know if you enjoy being lied to. It makes my blood boil. I do not. And once a person lies to me, that's it. They are a liar. I will never believe them again. But these videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views, and they're lying. They're lying to your face. So I'll show an image of the document that they're talking about. Okay, this document. Where is it? Okay, that's been going around it is an official document, an official request made to the Israeli police. What I find fascinating is the people who are saying that what this document is, that it's a request to sacrifice the red heifer. First of all, they don't speak Hebrew. They can't read the document. It's an image. It's not a doc file. They can't even use Google Translate to translate it. So they have no clue what they're talking about, yet they're claiming to be experts. Look at them in their faces and say, you're a liar. I promised myself I wouldn't get angry, so I'll calm down. Look at them in their faces and say they're a liar. I will translate the document for you. I'll show you an image of the document, and I'll give you the real truth. Okay? Call me a liar, but I know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is it says at the head of the document, Mishteret Israel, the police of Israel. Bakashat Rishon la'arichat asefa tahalucha. It is an official request for a gathering of people. Okay, the request was made on March 27th. It was made by Avram Yitzchak Gusman, who I know. Aria Avicha, something I couldn't read his last name. Him I don't know. And Raphael Morris, who I do know, I've spoken with, I interviewed, I respect a lot. Okay, and the request was made in the name of Tnuat Chozrim Lahar, the movement for returning to the mountain. Okay. And they say that the potential attendees are numbered at 10,000. Okay. And they will need for their gathering a mizbech sakinen shchita bigdei kuna v'chol hanitzrach al pi halacha, an altar, slaughtering knives for slaughtering animals, kohanic dressing, and everything need according to the halacha. Okay. And it says that the gathering will be on Yud Daled Nisan, which is the afternoon before Pesach begins at night. And that will be the 4th of April. I'm sorry, the 22nd of April. I apologize. The 22nd of April, 4/22/24. It will begin at 6 a.m. and it will end at 7 p.m. And the place it will be is going to be, they say that it will be at the Kotel, at the Western Wall, and it will end on the mountaintop, the place that has been established according to Jewish law, hamakom hakavua al pi halacha, the place that is established according to Jewish law for the Korban Pesach. Okay. To make a few points very, very, very clear. The request is for a Korban Pesach, a Passover offering. The Passover offering may only be done in one place, the Temple Mount, and at one time the afternoon before Passover begins at night. Nowhere on this document does it say Red or Heifer. This is not a request for the Red Heifer. And they don't have to make a request for the Red Heifer because they own the property. And if it was going to be for the Red Heifer, it would be forbidden to do it on the Temple Mount. Forbidden. The Red Heifer may only be prepared on the Mount of Olives. You're being lied to. So there is no way this document is referring to it, and even more, this request is made by the Return to the Temple Mount movements every single year. Why? First of all, it's a little bit of a show. They're going to be like, hey, we're trying. Also, I can understand the Passover offering is the most important offering of the year. It is not a sin offering. It does not come to remove our sins. Neither does the Red Heifer. The Passover offering is a thanksgiving offering. Anyone who says, oh, the Jews are doing a sin offering when Jesus was cleansed us of our sins, well, let me repeat that. Neither the Passover offering or the Red Heifer have anything to do with sins. The Passover offering is a thanksgiving offering, thanking God for bringing us out of Egypt. The Red Heifer cleanses us of ritual impurity that results from proximity to a dead body. Okay, it has nothing to do with cleansing of sins. Okay, more lies, by the way. Okay, the Return to the Temple Mount movement does this because failure to bring the Passover offering results in the biblical punishment of what we call, I'm working myself up, being cut off from the Jewish people. It'll come to me. It's just one of these slip of the tongue things. When I most need it, it runs out of my head. Why do I keep thinking? Anyway, so it results in being cut off from the Jewish people. It's a very serious thing. And there is a side to say that even today, without the Red Heifer, we are not only allowed to, but required to bring the Passover offering, even in a state of ritual impurity. I am required. The only time to do it is just before Passover and Passover evening, and on the Temple Mount. I'm required. And if I don't do it, I'll get cut off from the Jewish people. And there's really everything we need to do it is in place. We can do the Passover offering tomorrow if we wanted to. We should have started doing it in 1967. The Jews should have said, look, we conquered the Temple Mount. We're going to allow Jews to be Jews on the Temple Mount. But instead, the Israeli government said no. So what they're doing is the Return to the Temple Mount movement is making a request to do the Passover offering in its time in the proper place. So when the Israeli police say no, as they do every single year, and they've been doing it for a while, every year they make the request and every year they get turned down. When the Israeli police say no, well, the Jews who are willing and ready to bring the Temple Mount can say, hey, it's not our fault. So, I'm sorry, just one moment. We wanted to bring the sacrifice, but the police won't let us. So now the sin is on the heads of the police and the government. They're to blame. They get the punishment. Karet. I'm sorry, now I remember, of course. Karet. Karet is the punishment. It's from being cut off from the Jewish people. And now it makes sense. Yeah, sure. Because the Israeli government and the Israeli police are kind of disconnected from the people. And that's the situation we're in today. Okay. So now you have all the information. I translated the document for you. If you don't understand Hebrew, you're welcome to find someone to translate it for you. You're not welcome to listen to someone who doesn't speak Hebrew because they're lying, and you are willingly listening to a lie and preferring a lie over the truth. I also request that you look at these people, go to the comments and say, "You are lying." Boom. Now, why would people lie? I mean, lie in such a ridiculously obvious and blatant way. Why would they lie when it's clear they're lying and that they have no hope of having a clue of what they're talking about? It's replacement theology. Can't trust those pesky Jews. And we know better, even though we don't understand or we can't even read the language of the Torah, the Bible, that it was originally written in. We know better. Even though we don't understand the language that the people talking about the red heifer are speaking, we know better. You can't trust them. They're going to do something without telling us. And they're also blaming the Jews. It's a blood libel. The Jews are trying to stir up the Arabs and the Muslims for doing these Jewish, anti-Christian rituals. The red heifer has nothing to do with Christians. It has nothing to do with Christianity. It's the same as me keeping kosher. The Torah told me to, so I keep kosher. The Torah told us to bring a red heifer, so we're bringing a red heifer, or at least trying to. We don't have a choice in the matter. We don't say, I'll pick this mitzvah or I'll pick that mitzvah. They're all the same for us. This is a blood libel. They want to blame the war in Gaza on us. That's why even though there was this request every single year, this year, they want to blame the war on the Jews. October 7th was the Jews' fault. And I really resent it. So I'm giving you the truth, and I'm proving to you that it's the truth. I translated for you. Give it to anyone who speaks Hebrew. They'll tell you exactly the same thing. Oh, but of course there's the Jewish conspiracy, so we all are in on it. Stop it. I don't like these people. They're lying to you, and they hate Jews. The red heifer cannot be evil. It's in the Bible. The Bible is not evil. By saying that the red heifer is evil, they're saying that the Bible is evil. These people claim to be Christians, but they hate the Bible. They certainly hate the Jews, but they also hate the Bible. And they don't know what they're talking about. They're intentionally lying. So I'm sorry to be a little bit unpleasant again. Hopefully I'll be doing more videos that are pleasant. I apologize for taking a week off. My son was in the hospital getting infusions for an ear infection, and I was with him. Family before everything else, of course. He's healthy now. I appreciate some of the people wrote and said, yes, we're praying for your son. Thank you. Thank you. Be blessed. The same Bible that tells me to do the red heifer and tells me to keep kosher also says that if someone blesses me, I have no choice but to bless them back. And it's one of the more pleasant mitzvahs that I'm very pleased to do. I apologize if I got a little hot under the collar. Most of my viewers are very understanding and are seeking the truth. Though there's some people that even when I present something that's clearly proven and something that is explicitly in the Bible, they'll say, oh, we don't believe you anyway. I don't understand it, but there you go. So that's the truth. I had to make this video before Shabbat. I was just too perturbed. Hopefully I'll be discussing it further with Josh Wander. Josh is amazing. He'll corroborate everything I say, and he's much more close to the actual events than I am. And by the way, that day, as I said, is the eve of Passover. It is forbidden for us to do any other sacrifices at the time that we're supposed to be bringing the Passover sacrifice. If you have ever read the Bible, you know that we cannot bring the red heifer. We cannot do the red heifer on the eve of Passover. And there's an experiment they did where they actually burned a cow in the same manner as the red heifer, just as a dry run. And it burns for over a day. It's a full cow, and it's on a big thing of wood. Okay, it's going to be burning all day and all night and into the next day, and that's Passover. And we're not supposed to be cooking on Passover. So they lied. The Passover offering is a little sheepy. Doesn't take that long to cook. All the sheep for all of Israel can be cooked on the afternoon before Passover. The red heifer takes more than 24 hours to burn down to ash. And on Passover, even if we had the ash, you can't use it. It's forbidden. It's a forbidden act. So these people who are telling you they don't know Hebrew and they don't know the Bible, and they clearly hate the Bible and they clearly hate the Jews. So why would you listen to these people? Hopefully I'll be doing more videos that'll be more pleasant and happy. And at the time that we should be doing, on the 10th of Nisan, God willing, next Thursday is going to be a reenactment of the temple service on Passover in Jerusalem. I hope to be there. I hope to be doing a live feed. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thanks so much. I'm sorry for being a little angry, but I think it was deserved. These people deserve our total scorn. They lied to you. Someone who lies to me, they're done. I am no longer attached to that person, and they will hear from me. Thank you all. Be blessed. Have an amazing Shabbat. If I can interview Josh Wander, I'll be interviewing Josh Wander. There's so much happening in the world. Geula is right around the corner. Have a great Shabbos. Baruch Hashem.